Yeah, so on this.
Let's see those juice boxes, y'all. If you were on the show, go ahead and hit that plus sign. I'm not. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Red Room Talk. You can find us here every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm your host, Jen. The Red Room Talk is a show about love, intimacy, and interpersonal relationships, including self, to erase different social stigmas. We are here to have candid discussions and cut through those stigmas to show that in the end, no matter your background, we all have commonalities when it comes to matters of the mind and the heart. Nothing is off the table in the Red Room Talk. Last episode, if you missed us, that's okay. You can find us on YouTube by clicking the link in my profile and subscribing. Last episode, we talked about loyalty. But this week, we're going to discuss traits with this week's topic, empath versus narcissist. We have an all-star cast this week. We have OG Shad, Queen Essence, and Cookie, Moco's First Lady. Let's find out how the panel feels about empath versus narcissist. But please do stick around till the very end. We need the audience's help later in the show, so do not go anywhere. Before we get started, all that I ask is you keep your mind open and your language clean. First things first, I'm going to let you guys in the box to introduce yourselves, and then we will get started. We have one here so far. Let's find two more. Need two more.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, we got two more coming. We got Queen. And we're waiting on one more. Hello, everybody. We're coming into a new year. This is the last episode. Level up then! Sorry. Got excited. But we are going into a new year, y'all. This is the very last episode of the year. Go ahead and kick that one out because we're not going to the new year with that kind of stuff. But this is the very last episode of the new year. So I'm really excited to see what the show brings next year. But to all of y'all who have been here for the last few years of the show, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. The new year definitely has some great topics coming up, so make sure y'all tap in. We're going in with a different co-host, you know what I'm saying? Two of them. We got a secondary co-host now, Miss Queen Essence, y'all.
I love this.
You know what I'm saying?
I love this.
I'm really excited to see what the show's gonna bring this coming year for 2024, y'all. And if y'all haven't already, make sure y'all tap in on wancho.juice, y'all. Our website is going to be up here in the next couple of days, so make sure y'all tap in. It's up, but we're doing the launch here soon, so make sure y'all tap in on wancho.juice on Instagram, y'all. But go ahead, Queen Essence, and introduce yourself, and then we'll move on to Cookie, because we are polite here in the Red Room, and ladies always go first.
All right, it is your girl, Queen Essence in the flesh. And usually I get up here and I tell you that I don't have anything going on, but I do have a lot of things going on. I am a hairstylist. I will be launching my website soon and devoting this account to showing off my work and promoting this talent that I've had for 20 years. So a lot of the streams will be done with me doing hair or some type of a tutorial or where people can ask questions, but it's going to take me about a month to get it off the ground. So yeah, that is what I have coming in the new year.
Cool.
Exciting.
Congrats on all your endeavors, and we got something in common.
So what you got going on, Cookie?
I'm Cookie from Local Space. You know, y'all can find me each and every evening, sometimes on Saturdays here with the lovely Jen and Shad. I do have a show. It will be making its debut back in 2024. So get ready because competition is there. It's to make a difference with Cookie, the one and only. It's all about positive vibes on and off the app, how you incorporate streaming with your normal lifestyle, whether it be parenting, your job, whether it be you have a fur baby or a different kind of pet, whatever it is. How do you incorporate your whole lifestyle to make your stream better, your life better, everything that you do better? A lot of people have resolutions. I believe in manifestation, goals and resolutions because we don't really keep up with them. But if you want to find me, you can find me randomly during the daytime sometime, but definitely in the eves. And I am a local space streamer, so come check out Cookie if you want to catch those positive vibes.
Oh, that sounds
Shit, I don't know how I can follow any of that up, man. Y'all know me. It's OG Shot. OG for a reason, you understand? Here we are, another Saturday, the last Saturday, of this year.
Bye-bye,
It's been wonderful being back. Yeah, it's been wonderful being back. I feel here at home. I am home. Still so happy to be here. Y'all can catch me out here in these streets just about every day, multiple times a day. Hit that fade button. I got some things I'm cooking up. I don't want to say too much because people be biting out here. But keep your eyes on me, you understand? But, hey, I'm ready to get this in. I'm ready.
I'm ready. Well, everybody, I am Jen and Juice, y'all. I am the host of this show right here, right now, y'all. Y'all can catch me every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But if you do not catch me on Saturdays, make sure y'all pull up tomorrow and watch our numbers live for Soul Food Sunday, y'all. It is the New Year's Eve edition, so make sure y'all tap in. Make sure you hit that top bubble with a fave. Of course, hit all three bubbles, but hit that top bubble with a fave for Soul Food Sunday. And then tap in again in his live on Tuesday for Wancho Snacks and Juice, y'all. We got some good snacks and drinks to try this week, so make sure y'all tap in. But as I said before, make sure you go to wancho.juice on Instagram. We're about to do the launch of our website, so make sure y'all tap in there. We got some really excited things coming for the new year, y'all, so make sure y'all tap in and be a part of the family. All right, y'all, let's get started. You ready? All right. Empaths and narcissists represent two contrasting personality types. Empaths are highly sensitive individuals who possess a deep capacity for understanding and connecting with the emotions of others. In contrast, narcissists are characterized by their self-centeredness, lack of empathy, and constant need for admiration. The dynamic between these two personality types can be complex and challenging, often resulting in a power struggle. So the question is,
what are some characteristics of empaths in contrast to narcissists you've encountered?
I will be honest. I feel like over the years, I have dealt with a lot of narcissistic individuals, being both male and female. And I had a total other term for them, didn't even know that I was experiencing them. And on another note, didn't know that I was suffering from some forms of abuse from their behavior. So me being an empath myself, what I found in common with other people is watching someone's routine change. Like, maybe a person calls you every day when they get off work, and then, one day is okay because we all fall short. But then it's like, dang, it's been a week. And then they call back like, hey, what's going on? How was your day? And it's like, dude, like, I felt that there was a miss in this transmission. you get what I'm saying? That's one thing. Just monitoring routines. feeling a person's emotion from a distance. Like I don't have to be sitting next to someone that I care about to know that something is off with them. Like it could be a tone, it could be the way their eyes sit. Like I believe that the eyes are a window to the soul. So sometimes, a person's eyes would just be like, man, you're not sparkling right. You're not giving off that aura that I'm used to. And a loss of like a seemingly loss of interest. Like usually you get a different response from a person when you come to them with something, and then if they're just like, yeah, um I don't know, yeah, cool, I'm down with whatever, like that, just total, I call it a defeatist attitude, just loss of interest, no excitement or enthusiasm towards you or the subjects that you bring up, or just what is currently going on in you guys' scenario or situation.
To me, most narcissists, they like to play with empaths' emotions. So they do. I totally agree with Queen when she said they like to reel you in, and then they like to just, it's like a toy. So it's like, okay, I'm going to give the baby the lollipop, but then I'm going to pull it back and I'm going to make you beg for it. Or I'm going to do something out this world that's going to make you pissed off. But then tomorrow I'm going to be really nice to you. And then a week later, I'm going to do something else that's going to piss you off. But I'm going to always find that one little thing to nudge you and bring you back. So I might buy you flowers and I might be romantic today. But next week, I might be very abusive, whether it be verbally or just don't care. Your family member could have passed and they show no emotion.
Mm-hmm.
As per the empath is always trying to rescue the narcissist because they see the good when all of those roses and flowers and cards, and they're like, but it's all a facade.
Kind of like the when they hold the fishing pole over the person to kind of pull it back.
Gotta be quicker than that.
Gotta be quick. There you go. Gotta be quicker than that.
Very, very good observations. From my end, I've dealt with a lot of the narcissistic behavior, and the biggest point for me is the fact of how they want to play on your emotions, and it's all for their own gain. What I mean by their own gain is if they are able to find out or notice that you're a good person, or you're a giving person, or you're a person that all you got to do is mention an issue or a problem, and you're going to fix it. You understand? So they tend to try to latch on to that type of behavior. And I encountered one empath in my life, somebody that was so understanding and was able to, be sensitive to my needs, and also at the same time put me on game, with things that was dealing with her. But in terms of the narcissistic behavior, the biggest thing that I tend to notice is when they want to, latch on or try to gain something from you. Every time I turn around, there's an issue, or you're in need, or there's a problem, or I can't have a bad day because you have a story that's going to one up anything I have going on. So, yeah.
Good point.
So in my personal experience, empaths that I've encountered, they tend to be like highly sensitive. They're like deeply attuned to their emotions and like needs of others. They're often compassionate, selfless, and have a genuine desire and help to support others. Like you don't even have to ask most of the time. Like they kind of know your needs just by really like being attuned and listening to what you have to say. But on the other hand, narcissists that I've encountered, they display like an exaggerated sense of self-importance, so they hold themselves like at a higher standard. Lack of empathy, that's a big one. Lack of empathy, like they have no empathy in them. It's almost like a brick wall inside of them.
They only have empathy for themselves, though. They have empathy when it comes to their feelings.
Oh, of course. It's always like them over you. Then they have like a tendency to exploit and manipulate others for their own gain, which means they might make you feel like you're doing something so great, but it's really only for personal gain. Like, oh yeah, like they might even clap for you for the moment, but they only give compliments and they only do things that would help you if it benefits them. That is something huge. They only do things for others if it benefits them. Oh, get up in there. Complete. But they often seek like validation and admiration from others and have a constant need for attention and recognition. It means that's what I call stroking of the ego. They like their ego stroked. And if you're not giving compliments, you're not doing all those type of things all the time, it's almost like it's like a drug to them. Like if that need for the compliments, that need for, oh, I'm such a good person, and if you don't like always constantly stroke their ego, then they feel like they're less than. It's like literally, it's like I said, it's like a drug. But to me, they're like leeches who will literally suck any good kind of goodness from someone, and almost like they're in deep need of what an empath is. Like if you ever seen them around an empath, oh yeah, that looks like a match made in heaven, because they're soaking up everything they need from them. But that's just what I've gathered. But y'all, if y'all are just pulling up, that's we have so much more to come. You guys can find us every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on the Red Room Talk. We just discussed what are some characteristics of empaths in contrast to narcissists that you've encountered. But now I want to get a bit deeper, all right? Empaths and narcissists have starkly contrasting emotional responses. While empaths possess a heightened ability to understand and share the feelings of others, narcissists have a limited capacity for empathy, focusing primarily on their own needs and desires. Empaths tend to experience deep emotional connections, often feeling overwhelmed by the intensity of their own emotions and the emotions of those around them. On the other hand, narcissists are more concerned with self-preservation, self-enhancement, and even self-entitlement, frequently lacking the emotional depth to fully comprehend the experiences of others. Ultimately, these diverging emotional responses result in drastically different perspectives on relationships, with empaths fostering stronger connections and narcissists struggling to truly empathize with others. So the question is,
how do empaths you've encountered typically respond to the emotions of others compared to narcissists?
They make excuses for the narcissist behavior. They find understanding in unrealistic scenarios and situations. They over sympathize. They're already empathetic. So they over sympathize, like, oh, I know they have a lot of things going on. So people tend to take the worst part out on the people closest to them. Unacceptable to the normal eye, but to an empath, they can always feel that behind all the deceit, behind all the negative energy, the lack of empathy, the lack of sympathy, and this over tensified need to be that person, that there's someone in there that's hurting, and they focus on trying to fix what they think is broken within a person versus calling that person out and standing toe to toe with them to let them know, like, hey, if both of us was to get shot, we both bleed. Your blood is not better, nor thicker, nor lighter, nor more important than mine. If both of us were to pass today, two families lost someone. Not your family lost the king and mine didn't lose a queen. You get what I'm saying? So in my experience, the beauty in an empath versus a narcissist is they understand that they are not the enemy and that there is no competition between you and them. And so much to a point where no matter how much you try to taint them or try to break them down or don't know that this is some of these people don't know that they're a narcissist. They think that this is normal behavior for individuals, that and it is. There are other individuals in the world like them, but it doesn't make them the cream of the crop or their behavior okay just because there's other people who behave that way.
It's true, but most narcissists will put blame or cry wolf and not claim that they're a narcissist either. They actually have sensitivities also. They just utilize it differently, or they imply it, on an impulse, and they put everything the fault to you. And knowing that you're the empath and you're always going to come to that rescue, you can actually verify an empath as an animal rescuer and a narcissist as a stray out in the street. The empath sees the good, and maybe it did have a good home, maybe it didn't have a good home, and now I want to nurture you, and I see something in you that you don't see in you, so I'm trying to bring that out of you. But because you're a grown person, I can't change you. But no matter what, I see this, so I'm going to try to fix it because I'm a healer. I'm a person that sees beyond, and you really don't see beyond, and you don't even see that you're hurting me while I'm trying to help you heal and progress as being an empath. So the narcissist is like, it doesn't matter what you do. I'm going to still toy. I'm going to control. I'm going to dictate, and I'm going to just do whatever I want to do and however I want to do. And you're going to accept it as this. And that's just how it goes.
I'm just gonna be honest because I don't know how I follow that up, and it's not often, and I ain't really got too much to say. So, like, yo, bravo, kudos to you ladies because yeah, that's deep. I'm gonna try. Let me step in here. Let me try. Okay, all right. So, the empaths that I've encountered, usually are overly sensitive to the needs of the narcissist that they're dealing with. You know, it's the I can't be me because I don't want to upset you, or it's the walking on the eggshells, or not fully being able to express how you feel because you're so sensitive and worried about what the person you're with is going through, or their feelings, or what they may not like, or whatever that case in point in time. Narcissistic behavior is something that is so common. And I feel like, to a certain extent, people give it a different name. You know, they say it's toxic. You know, it's a different label on it, but it's severe narcissistic behavior. And empaths usually want to, you know, try to save someone. Cookie, that analogy of animal control, animal rescue, and the narcissist being a stray, beautiful. Beautiful, because that was a beautiful way to put it. You want to save someone. You want to see the good in them, no matter the signs that's been displayed, no matter what they've taken you through. If they said jump and touch the clouds, you're reaching for the moon. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. And it's one of those things where it's like enough is never going to be enough until you make it enough. So once we identify certain signs and everything else, then we need to take the appropriate steps. But yeah,
Agreed.
Totally agree.
So in my personal experience, like the empaths I've encountered, they tend to be like highly attuned to the emotions of others and often take on those emotions themselves. I can tell you as an empath myself, I can literally hug you and feel what you're feeling. I can remember a time like my friend, she was really going through something. I won't say exactly what, but I had gave her a hug and I could literally like feel the pain in her body like almost transfer into me. Like you can truly feel what someone else is feeling. And so like empaths always have like that desire to help. With like I call them, well, what I call myself is like a yes woman. You know, we don't want to like stir the pot. We don't want to like hurt nobody's feelings. So we often do more than we're asked, or do things that we might not even want to do with, so we're not upsetting the other person, or especially the narcissist, because it's almost like that, like what I call us like the parasite host relationship. You know what I mean? So, but definitely, you know, empaths are compassionate listeners. They genuinely care about like the well-being of everyone. They might be the person who's always checking on someone. Now, the narcissist that I've encountered, they typically lack, first of all, empathy. They're more focused on their own needs. Like, yeah, they might say, oh, they might not, but it's really, like I said earlier, for their own personal gain. And often, like I was saying, I kind of like mentioned about the like gotta be quicker than that, like the fish pole with the line. Like it's almost like they'll hang things over you that they know that you like want, and it could be as far as like compliments. It could be even in the bedroom. Like they'll like literally withhold things that make you happy. So it's like having you like a puppet on a string. So like the things that they know that you need the most, they'll give you them, but in doses and only when it benefits them.
Yeah.
So, they may even dismiss or invalidate the emotions of others, like as a mean to their own ends. Like, they'll be like, oh, it can't be that bad, or this, you know what I'm saying? Or like, I can remember even someone saying to me at one point, like, well, but you just like to do nice things, or but that's just you being a good person, or if you do this, like, that's just you being a good person, like, it doesn't have to be this, like, no, but
They
that was
try to
like,
separate the person from the emotion or the act of kindness.
yeah, because then it's like I said, it goes back to their own personal gain.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like, and yep, Mel Bell, they water down and invalidate your own feelings,
Absolutely.
because if you have any type of feelings, or they feel that you have some type of leg up over them in any capacity, whether it's an emotionally or just, or even could be physically, but it's like they have to almost like water you down or dumb
They
you
have
down,
to
or like
control
take
that.
you
So if
down
you're
a
on a
notch in
high,
whatever way
they got
they
to bring
can.
it back down. They
Yeah,
got
I
to be
gotta
that
bring you
Debbie
back down, because
Downer.
now
Because
your
if they
self
didn't do
esteem's
it,
getting too high. You're setting these boundaries. So now I gotta take you back down to ground zero, which is really where emotionally they're at. Um, but y'all, it is my favorite time of the night, y'all. When you hear that sound, that means we are at our hot seat question segment. Our hot seat question is left up to the fate of the audience, y'all. That's right. I went to Instagram to ask our peers what they wanted to ask for this week's hot seat question. If you want your question to be featured on next week's episode, make sure that you go on my profile, click that icon, and follow me on Instagram to look out for that hot seat question post. But now is the time to enter in the comments who on the panel you want to answer tonight's hot seat question before I reveal it. Go ahead and enter in the comments now.
I think there's another cookie up there. That's like three.
Oh, we got a queen, we got a cookie, we got a.
Oh, not
They
shy.
taking shots at each other. Oh,
Oh yeah, I love this cookie. Mm-hmm.
see, there's some narcissistic
Shy
stuff going
because
on right
refreshing to
here.
have a male
Everybody
perspective.
pointed at everybody.
It's two to
Shy
it's two
because
to
it's
three with
refreshing
me
to
and
have a
Cookie
male
right now. It's
perspective.
2-3.
Let's go. Ooh, we got
Ah,
shots.
it's 3-3.
Ooh, we got another
It's 3-3.
cookie.
It's 3-3.
Okay.
Nah, Killer's already in there. It's 3-3 right now. It's 3-3. Me and Cookie 3-3.
Listen, Pony, we need another person to kind of break. Who do you on the panel do you want to
Yours has
another
already been
queen?
accounted for, Wancho.
Who on the panel do you want to answer
Yours
tonight's
too,
hot seat
Hunter.
question, y'all? Come on, wake up in the audience, y'all. We need your help right now. This is where you get to get involved on the Red Room Talk, y'all, and tell us who you want to answer tonight's.
How about we
Ooh,
just
we
Oh,
got another
4-3.
cookie. Ah, we broke the
4-3.
tie. We broke
Tony.
4-3. Let's go.
I like that.
Oh, we got
for you.
another
Oh,
cookie.
that's
All right.
fine.
Okay.
That's
And
fine.
look, that is it.
Yeah.
All
Uh-oh.
right. It is Cookie.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, Cookie.
They came
It's
out the
on you,
woodwork.
baby.
It's because I got the red hair, right?
That's
It's
what
all right.
it ran here in the red room. See, I mean, it was just kind of like, you know what I'm saying? But, y'all, this week, Anonymous actually wrote in and asked, in your experiences with relationships, do you tend to attract and gravitate towards empaths or narcissists? And this is not consciously. We're talking about, do you tend to gravitate more towards empaths or narcissists, and how do you think your own qualities and behaviors contribute to those dynamics?
I've actually been in both situations. I mean, in my younger years, I dealt with a narcissist, and I guess my empath ways was to see all the good in him and wanting family and, having that family structure and knowing that he was an only child. I try to overlook a lot of things. So when he was being verbally abusive or he was trying to shut down anything that I had on the outside with any of my friends or to control my life in a whole from anything I did, even to the kind of work I did, it wasn't good enough. Nothing and if it's a good day, oh, this meal is slamming, baby. But if it's one of those days and I'm smiling too much, Oh, you put too much salt on this. I didn't even use salt. I used Mrs. Dash.
I was
So
like trying to break
where
it
does the
down.
balance go? You
Right.
know, and even if they're not in the kitchen with you, it's like, huh? What are you saying to me? What are you doing? But that will also play with your personal pride, your ego, your self-esteem. So you have to decide when is enough, or if it's enough, if you want to still tolerate and deal with that, if you're going to stay in that kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
You as a person have to find that outlook on what's best for you. Some people could tolerate it. Some people can deal with it. Some people settle for less. I'm not a person that's going to settle for less. So I was on the next. And, I ended up dealing with somebody that was more of an empath than I was. And I felt that he was softer. Um, it didn't take away from his manhood, but I still needed some kind of structure. Like I didn't want to be rescued. I wasn't a damsel in distress. I want him to still be the man that I need to be. I don't want him to sit there and say, "Oh, Cookie, you're a stray off the street," and I didn't want to play the narcissist role because that's not what I am. I'm more on the softer side. I do have, I'm very blunt and outspoken, but if you're my mate, I'm willing to submit. I give it all. Like, here you go.
Well, TikTok over here asked me to answer too, so I'm gonna go ahead and give my take. But I'm gonna be honest, not consciously, but pretty much most of my life, I always attracted narcissists, and I think it's kind of like I said, the parasite host relationship, because they were always in deep need of what I had inside of me, and then that means like because they could see my empathetic nature, and I'm not just talking about romantic relationships. I'm talking about even friendships.
Mm-hmm.
Just like they, it's like a moth to a flame, and well, like I said,
There
it
is
was
platonic intimacy in
yeah.
friendships.
And like I said, it was never like a conscious thing. My mom over here, she says she is Miss Fix It. Thanks, Mom. But yes, it's like, can we fix it? Yes, we can. That was always like my mantra, and it wasn't like consciously, but it was just I would find these broken people, and I just
Mm-hmm.
like, ooh, let me help fix you. Like it was like my duty to help this broken person because I thought that my love was enough to help them feel like loved back together. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, that was kind of like always my way of thinking that I was loving someone was by like over loving them. Like I thought I had enough love for all of us. Whether like I said it was friendships or it was relationships, I always tended to gravitate towards the narcissist, and it wasn't purposefully, because in the beginning narcissists, they're almost like peacocks, right? They have these beautiful fluffy feathers, are dressed as everything you ever wanted. But slowly and surely, it's like the wolves in sheepskin. They start to reveal and peel those layers back of, the things that are not desirable. And once they reveal that, I'm one of those people like, it's hard for me to like break away from someone, especially once you love them. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to just hurt someone, and breaking those cycles is very hard. But it took me a long time to finally, get away from that, and then it does take a long time to like recognize, because there's time, and it took a loving partner to even recognize, like I said, in friendships when that was the case, because I was so blinded by my care for people that I didn't recognize. Oops. Oh no. I didn't recognize. Oh, it broke.
I'm following a
But I
live
didn't
insurance claim.
recognize that and I didn't recognize that that's what I was doing with someone, and so that I didn't recognize that's what I was doing. I thought I was just loving someone. I didn't realize that I was creating this toxic cycle of just a cycle. But y'all, if y'all are just pulling up,
You're late.
you're late. All right, you're late.
Very late.
You guys have not missed much. We still have a lot more to discuss. You can find us here every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Red Room Talk, y'all. We just discussed what are some characteristics of empaths in contrast to narcissists. You've encountered how to Empaths even kind of typically respond to the emotions of others compared to narcissists. But now I want to talk about specifics. Empaths and narcissists have fundamentally different approaches to relationships. Empaths are highly sensitive individuals who are capable of understanding and feeling the emotions of others, often putting their needs aside to support their partner. On the other hand, narcissists are primarily focused on their own needs and desires, lacking empathy and frequently exploiting or manipulating their partners for personal gain. These contrasting traits create a significant divide in the way empaths and narcissists interact and contribute to the dynamics of their relationships. So the question is,
in relationships, how might empaths and narcissists interact differently based on their respective traits?
I'm going to need you to run that back one more time.
Certainly, no problem. Okay. In relationships, how might empaths and narcissists interact differently based on their respective traits?
This is kind of hitting home for me because the last situation I'm realizing how terrible it actually was. But I can give you an example. Me being the empath in this situation, my ex had a pattern of when there was something going on, we had an event or anything like that, he was really always the day before. So he would iron his clothes. I mean, he would have everything out down to the socks and the cologne that he would wear, just so that when it was time to get dressed, in case one bathroom was locked up by a child, or, we had guests that were there, he had all his stuff in the bowl so he could go and get dressed first and then leave me to do all the makeup and everything. And so, we weren't seeing eye to eye for a couple of days on a situation, and we had joint accounts and things like this. So I am looking through the email and I see a Cash App that was sent out really late at night to a name that I did not know. And we were coming up on baseball season, and we had just spoke about going to a baseball game. Now, because I'm usually the person who orders these tickets, I know about how much it costs for two people to go to this game. It's the A's. We were trash, so it's okay. So I come home from my best friend's house, and I never use, the universe just works this way, I never use my downstairs bathroom. I don't. I will walk up 2 flights of stairs to come to what I proclaim is my bathroom. And so I was like, you know what, I gotta go too bad. So I sit down, right? And I'm just sitting there and I'm using the restroom, and I look up and it's a whole outfit, creased to the nines. A's jacket, green pants, A's jersey, the hat, socks is green and yellow. And I'm like, 2 and 2 always equal 4. So when I go upstairs and I ask him, I said, hey, did you get us tickets to the game? He said, no. But when I came upstairs, he was pretending to be asleep. At this time, I had cameras in the house. So as I'm walking upstairs, I can see him putting his phone under the blanket and rolling over as if he's sleeping. So I just came in and cut the light on. I said, hey, did you get us tickets to today's game? And he says, no. I said, okay. I said, well, you got your whole outfit creased in the downstairs bathroom. He said, well, what were you doing in the downstairs bathroom? Totally diverting away from the question that was asked. I said, because I had to use it. Am I not allowed to go into my bathroom?
Wow.
And he says, that's not what I'm saying. What is this about, Dominique? I said, it ain't about nothing. So you got a whole A's outfit ironed on the day of a game, and you're not going? And he says, no, I have to do mandatory overtime tomorrow. I said, so is that why you sent some random girl $70? So you stalking me now? They will always find a way. I'm just coming in with inquisition. I need to know why this integer doesn't fit in the routine, right? And more so, from me, I immediately felt like, okay, to me, this is just us not agreeing for 3 days, but to him, this is the end of it. Like, no, you have me gone. Like, and I'm just thinking like, well, maybe, his mom made him upset, or his niece or something of that. we're on two totally different frequencies. You're willing to go and do something strange because we've had a change, instead of just coming and being like, hey, we've been feuding. So
fixed it that way. He fixed it that way. It was the narcissist in him to make you feel like it was a change so that he can have control over the situation. And now y'all arguing, going head to head.
Giving him more of a reason to disappear for the day.
Do for whatever
and go elsewhere he wants to go and do. And then you're sitting there feeling like you're to blame because you went somewhere that you never go in your home.
Yep.
So you messed up by going in that bathroom. You messed up by finding that money was gone from the account. Those are things that you were not supposed to be checking for. So it's still,
because he thought that I was out just hanging out, like I don't handle business, like I couldn't have needed to Cash App somebody and look for the confirmation in the email. But who or what is this?
So like everything else behind that's irrelevant. Let me know about this indiscretion.
So that is my analogy to the situation, but I will throw this in there. The next day, his alternator went out.
Karma.
Universe. Doing its thing.
That's what I say. You really ain't got to do much to bad people because bad things.
You really don't.
Go ahead.
It was the energy.
Cookie.
I'd have been like, I hope you have fun. You better call that girl back and get that 70 because you're going to need it.
My alternator went on. You think I'll get that 70 back?
Either one of y'all can.
Like, hello?
They see if somebody want to buy them tickets. And charge a finder's fee.
Something. Right. That's when you be like, oh, you need somebody? That's the empath in me, but the petty in me too. My man's in them down the block. They fix cars. You want them?
I think it's on you, Cookie.
That man is going to be more messed up.
All right, it's on you, Cookie.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Certainly. In relationships, how might empath and narcissists interact differently based on their respective traits?
I mean, the empath is always going to find a way to shelter or to shield
or nurture
behavior. Yeah. They're going to always, even if a family or a friend from the outside looking in sees it, because of their loving ways and because they know that the narcissist may have some good in them or portrayed some good, that's why they're there in the first place. They're going to deny a lot of things. They're going to cover up a lot of things. They're going to make all kind of excuses, and they're going to just be like, no, it's okay. Tomorrow, everything will be back to normal. And that's the story and the song that you're always going to get or see. And they're like, oh no, Bob just went down there to the store. He's not out with Jen, but I just saw him in the diner with Jen.
Gaslighting.
So you get that from the narcissist. And I'm telling you, I just saw Bob down there with Jen at the diner, and you're telling me, no, he went to work and he really not at work. He having a whole meal, and he don't even bring you back a doggy bag.
Empath would say, well, maybe he was on his lunch break and they ran into each other.
Or no, it was a business meeting.
Making excuses.
He was helping her with the groceries.
Yeah. And the narcissist, on the other hand, is going to continue and do whatever and not care that you're sitting there trying to figure out whether his auntie died or, her mama did whatever. And as soon as they come home, they're going to still be mad like, well, you didn't do this. Well, you didn't do. Why are you questioning me? Oh, so what? I had a meal. I just brought her a soda. We didn't do nothing else.
Or now I can't eat.
Something like that, and in those natures. So now it's now playing all these kind of mind tricks on you. Was it a business meeting, or you just offered a drink because her throat, she was parched, but you didn't care if I had a drink. So
As
they
he
didn't
takes
have
a
water.
drink.
Water
That was
even when
that
you
was
had no
perfect
lemon.
timing. That was perfect timing, but might I add.
For real.
Oh, so me, it's my go.
It's on
All right, all
you.
right. Y'all are actually stealing my thunder. We got to get this rotation together because I feel like by the time it gets to me,
Roll
it's
it
nothing
around.
for me to say. You know what
Reach
I
around.
like that for me. I
We'll
don't
have to
like
start
that
with
for me.
with someone else every question. We'll start with
Yeah.
we'll
Some
start
got to give. But I will say, in my opinion, what I encountered myself is, um, all right, this is going to sound crazy, but I was the narcissist and I didn't really know it. Because I was dealing with the empath, somebody actually understood me and everything else. And it was like I was seeing flashbacks a little bit because, you know what I'm saying, the old me, it was like, oh, why are you questioning me about this? Like, what gives you the right to ask me such a thing? Like, how dare you? You understand what I'm saying? Like, um, so yeah, just being on the defensive, instead of actually trying to understand where someone's coming from and hearing them out. Those were one of the horrible qualities that I myself possessed. Um, Also, just feeling like at certain point in times, like whatever decision I made, good, bad, or indifferent, it was my decision. You know what I'm saying? You should be for it. But even if you aren't, I made the decision, which is something else that, I had to get together. Because, yeah, I definitely displayed some very, very bad narcissistic tendencies earlier on in life. Um, but it's just the nurturing of an empath that can, if given the right environment or opportunity, can bring out the best. But it's work. It's work. To this day, 365 days out the year, I'm still working on me, which this year almost over, but still, it's a constant daily struggle. You have to be on your toes. You have to be on yourself. You have to recognize when you're like, all right, I'm slipping. We got to get this together. But it's the work aspect. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And especially, I do agree, some narcissists do not realize that they are the narcissists at the moment. And I
don't
think
you
we
ever
all
tell them
have,
either.
toxic or narcissist ways within us, depending on the situation or who we're dealing with, whether it be a friend or a mate or even a family member. Because family members are very narcissistic. Some of us have been through some real
And entitled.
situations, and they feel that because blood is so called thicker than water, like you,
That's
Queen,
still up
just
for
said,
debate.
they're entitled to be controlling or dictate
Mm-hmm.
or rule and decide what you're going to do and how you're
Or
going to
verbally aggressive.
And I think all of us, especially like in this day and age, don't realize that we do have narcissistic qualities. That don't mean you're narcissistic, because I think a lot of people throw that word around when it's someone who's just not a good person. But I feel like we all kind of have traits that we don't realize unconsciously are narcissistic things to do. Especially like I said, this day and age, like that's why we have like the Instagrams and all those things you don't realize. Like those are
Mm-hmm.
so self-centered. Me. So. But in relationships, empaths and narcissists interact definitely differently based on their traits. Empaths, with their ability to understand and feel the emotions of others, may be more understanding, empathetic, and selfless in their interaction with their partners. On the other hand, narcissists are driven by their self-interest and need for admiration. They may display selfishness, lack of empathy, and desire for control and dominance in their relationships. That means, oh, it's all about me. Your emotions really don't matter to them. It's all about them. And this fundamental difference in traits can lead to power imbalances, emotional disconnect, and difficulties in communication between the two individuals. With that being said, like I said earlier, it's kind of like that parasite and host relationship. They're really feeding off of the empath, and they're really like draining you of like those.
And one thing that's crazy with a
qualities.
narcissist, they want you to trust them, but they don't trust you.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
And they want a lot of access to you that you don't have to them. They want to breadcrumb you, but they want the whole loaf.
Everything, and they want to know what makes you.
They want the knife, the butter, the jelly.
Yep.
They want the option to have the ham, the cheese, the chicken. Do you have tofu in case I decide mid conversation that I no longer want meat? Like narcissists, they will take it there.
Yeah, and they'll give you like little bits and pieces, like Mel Bell also said.
And when they see you on a hiatus and you're doing good, they use those points to bring you back down. Anything that's bad, they go. Let me stick you here. Let me stab you there. Let me jab you here. Let me punch you in the eye real quick. And it don't even have to be a physical punch, but it's those pinpoints. If they know that you just lost your grandmother and today you smiling too much, now they're going to make sure that you're crying again.
Oh, yeah. And then like those type of people, you don't want to tell them like, you could say something like, "Oh, in my past, this had happened to me." But you know, like it's like you divulge something, especially that like is something that's hurt you emotionally or something you've been through. You better best believe your buttons that they're gonna use that later. They're gonna put it in their back pocket and they'll be like, "Yeah, well, that's why in the third grade you had a bald spot." You didn't even cry that
much when your grandma died.
Right. That's why in the third grade you had a bald spot, you peed your pants, whatever it is. But you know, they're going to use whatever that sensitive thing is to you, something that they know is really sensitive to you, they're going to use that later.
That's that major jab. They know what to do.
I had a person tell me, "Don't micromanage me, watch your kid."
Oof. So this is going to be, but the real kicker is the love bombing later. And that right there, the love bombing. Oh, it feels real good after you've been hurt. It's like that. You're like your heart though is like it becomes like a heart defect because you're always in that constant up and down for the empath with the narcissist, like that constant up and down to where it's like your
that's insecurity,
anxiety, all of those. You're like they cause like so much like electricity in your body because you don't realize you actually become addicted to the what is this? Whatever the
cycle. Is it serotonin?
Is it serotonin? I want to say serotonin that like causes your brain, like it's like those pain receptors in your brain, but as you actually become addicted to that drug because of the toxicity that's in your body when you're going through that, because then they're going to hit you. No, that's the serotonin. They're going to hit you with the love drug, and now you done become addicted to both ends of the spectrum. You're the sadness and then the ultimate or the happiness. It's like you're on two sides and you're getting both at the same time, and so that's like overpowering in your body, and you don't even realize that you become, like I said, addicted to that without realizing. That's why people who get into healthy relationships later don't know how to cope with that because they're so used to the toxicity. But y'all, if y'all are just pulling up,
it's not okay.
Not okay.
Definitely not okay.
That's not okay, y'all. This is the new year. We got to do better. All right, y'all got to do better.
Thank you for the view, though.
Can we do better to show up on time? I know that's like a whole thing, but can we just show up on time? You know what I'm saying? But y'all, you guys can catch it every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on the Red Room Talk. You guys have not missed it all. We still have a lot more, or a little bit more to discuss. We just discussed what are some characteristics of empaths in contrast to narcissists you've encountered. How to empaths you encounter typically respond to the emotions compared to narcissists and relationships. How my empaths and narcissists interact differently based on their respective traits.
I'm about to breathe, child. Breathe.
Listen, I'm trying to get it out because there's a lot of big words there, y'all. Okay, I'm trying to hurry up.
That tongue be rolling, boy.
But now I want to know y'all's opinion, y'all. Oh, yeah, the honeymoon stage. Yeah, they kill you with that. In relationships between empaths and narcissists, empaths who possess heightened sensitivity to others' emotions tend to prioritize the well-being of those around them. Narcissists, on the other hand, have inflated self-importance, lack empathy, and often manipulate their partners to fulfill their own needs. The contrasting dynamic can lead to emotional turmoil. See, that's I gotta try to get this stuff out because turmoil for empaths, as they may constantly try to meet the narcissist's demands and end up neglecting their own needs. And I can tell you, I've been there. You know, give to try to give to the other person. But with that being said, I want to know:
is it possible for empaths and narcissists to coexist in a healthy relationship, or are their differences too great to reconcile?
That could be a yes or a no.
totally contingent upon who's playing what role at the time.
Holy crap. Okay. Well, I'm going to say no. And my reason is majority of narcissists don't really care too much to want to change or see a problem in their behavior or certain patterns that they're displaying. And to continue to do the same thing and expect a different result is called insanity. And that's majority of the time what you're dealing with when it comes to a narcissist. Now, the empath, again, it's the pouring technique. You only give and pour and give so much before you start to feel it and notice that your needs and your wants are completely being neglected. And at the end of the day, it's okay to choose you. Because most narcissists in that situation, they're going to choose them every time because they see no wrong in what they're doing, how they're treating you. Oh, yeah, sorry you feel that way, but you need to get over it. Or it's been about 2 weeks now. You're not over it yet. You know what I'm saying? There's no time frame to get over whatever it is that may make you feel some type of way, or whatever the case may be. So, with that question, I just say that I think that no, I don't think a narcissist and an empath can coexist in a healthy relationship.
Oh.
Absolutely.
It's a match made in heaven, but not for the empath. Not for the empath.
We got to switch this up just a little bit. But the reason why I say yes and no, because there's that 1% of narcissists that don't realize that they're narcissists, and they really don't mean to portray those traits. Sometimes it's past childhood traumas or how they were raised, of what they're used to seeing, so they become that. And until they really find themselves, they're not able to change or to adapt and readjust. So there is that minimal, not all. That's why I said there's a yes and a no.
The empath in me will always think that at some point a cycle will break. Will I be a part of it? Will I be present for it? Will it be a direct reflect of something that I have done? Probably not. But I do believe that all people have it within them to adjust or change or mold themselves. We have the power to change our minds. It is not just a decision. It is a divine right that we were given. And once we're able to tap into it, a person strong enough to lead or breathe on tearing another person down or gaslighting another person has the same energy it takes to go 21 days to break a bad habit. You spent your whole life being a narcissist. It only takes 21 days to be somewhat sympathetic or empathetic, right? And I also will piggyback on what Cookie said and Shad, but just from a different vantage point. A person can't give you what they don't have, whereas an empath can continuously pour. Where we get that refill every time to keep giving and giving and giving, we don't know. But same with the narcissist. We don't know what fuels them to be narcissistic. So somewhere within there, an empath is that way because they came from a loving family, whereas a narcissist is that way because they came from a family of not so great people. So in a world where that narcissist can see that, okay, I met your mom, I met your dad, I could see why, you would give a homeless person $5, or I could see why every time somebody calls you get up and jump. They come from a whole land of stingy. But if you be around people, they say birds of a feather, right? And energy transfers. So it is totally contingent upon how open-minded, how transferable negative and positive energy is. It's just totally contingent upon what's going on between those two people. I like to believe that anything is possible. So I think that at some point, yes. Because, love is supposed to conquer all. If you love me more than you love being the way that you are, or if you hate some of the traits more than you love yourself, then you can't get out of it, But, we live, we learn, we get a lesson or a blessing.
Absolutely.
I had this whole thing written out for my answer, and I was gonna say that it is possible, but extremely challenging. But I'm gonna say this: there is such a minute chance that it can work, and it would take the narcissist to have some sort of empathy, and some people are so devoid of it they don't, like she said, they don't even know, they don't even have an understanding. And I can tell you, because I've been in this cycle before, not just in a relationship, but in a friendship, a family member. That my mom even said, that's the empath in you to believe that. And I can tell you, because this is something I've always said, and my mom used to say to me, she goes, there's always that mustard seed of hope in you that kills you every time. And it's so true, because you have this hope that, like, oh, tomorrow they're gonna be like, oh my God, you're the best person ever, I love you, and I wish I'd have never hurt you. But it never comes, and you just keep pouring and pouring. And this is the kind of only euphemism I can kind of give you. It's like trying to take a colander, the thing you strain your pasta with, a strainer, and you're trying to fill it up with water. Right? That's you waiting for the narcissist to feel whatever it is that you desire for them to feel. But it never comes. You're just waiting and waiting and waiting, and all you're doing is you're constantly pouring yourself. Okay, they're the strainer, you're the empath, and you're constantly pouring yourself into them, but it's just falling away. It's none of it sticks, because they're just soaking it all up. They're soaking it all up. You're feeling the fire. And a lot of times when that happens, you're really enabling the behavior of the narcissist, because the more that you're pouring into them, like I said, the more they're soaking up.
And not only that, when they approach another person, they're going to assume that, or have that little mustard seed of hope, that they're going to put up with the same things that you did, because they've gotten away with it before. So it's like, I did it before, I could do it again. So it really is going to take for that empath to set those healthy boundaries from a couple of episodes ago. Those healthy boundaries,
healthy ones, and it's hard for the narcissist to set the healthy ones, as far as like not taking from the empath. They literally, like I said, are the match made in heaven. The narcissist loves everything the empath throws at them, while the empath loves to give. So it's literally, it's a match made in heaven for the narcissist. But the thing is like, what happens is, and I could tell you from personal experience, want to know what it feels like? Have you guys ever seen that game where you like musical chairs, right? Where you're constantly running around the chairs. It's like you're constantly running around in circles trying to please this person, but they're never going to be pleased, and you don't even realize it. So you're, like I said, oh, okay, well, I'm going to change and do this. Oh, I'm going to change and do that. And I can tell you, even me, with other things, and it might not even be a person itself, but it could be something. We'll just say it like that. It could be something that I'm like, okay, well, if I change this, that'll please them. Or if I change this, that'll please them. But you don't realize you're doing yourself a disservice, because sometimes people just are not going to be happy. You can't make people happy. What did you say? Oh, matter of fact, okay, it's called self-esteem. Was it Cat Williams? It's the esteem.
It's called self-esteem. Esteem of yourself.
You don't realize, it's self-esteem. You can't. It's not teachable. It's like you either got it or you don't. Now you can develop it through things, but a lot of times, like I said, that narcissist, they have inflated self-esteem, because they really are weak themselves.
They usually make the empaths go and alter themselves.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Before you know it, you don't even recognize.
They don't make them do anything. The empath is willing. The empath is open.
True. But
I'm ready. $5 pizza.
Saying it, it's like, oh my God. Oh, it must be me. I did something wrong. Let me fix this.
So then you're constantly picking yourself apart, or that you're the wrong person. I used to be a narcissist. Well, I hope that you are finding healing within yourself and working on that, especially for the new year, y'all. Happy New Year to all of y'all. I did have another question, but y'all, we're going to have to save that for another episode, y'all, because we kind of ran over a little bit, but this was a really great show. So if y'all are just pulling up, you are so late that you missed it.
Go home, Roger.
How could
so
you
many
filthy
cookies.
animal? It's crazy.
Filthy animals.
The animals, y'all. But if y'all would just pull it up, this was the last episode of the new year. Y'all can find us here every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is almost over. Tonight's topic was Empath versus Narcissist. If y'all weren't here, I'm telling you, it was a great show. So make sure y'all tap in next week, y'all. What are we talking about next week? I can't remember. But anyway. But you guys can find us every week on YouTube, y'all, which you can find by clicking the icon in my profile. Stop listening to this cable. Listen to me. But now I'd like to wrap up this show with a quote, y'all, because we like to come to a place of healing every episode, y'all. So this week's quote is this. Mental health check, yes. In the dance between empaths and narcissists, remember that your sensitivity is not a weakness, but a strength. Embrace your ability to deeply feel and connect with others while setting clear boundaries to protect your own well-being by prioritizing self-care and surrounding yourself with those who appreciate and reciprocate your empathy. You can heal and thrive in a balanced and harmonious way. Y'all, happy freaking New Year. This is the last episode of the year. I love each and every one of y'all who show up every week. And even if you don't show up every week, if this is your first time here, y'all, make sure you hit that circle with a star up top and hit the favor on all those beautiful people on those top 3 bubbles, y'all. Especially that top one, because tomorrow we're doing Soul Food Sunday New Year's edition, so make sure y'all tap in. But yeah, we're going to let you guys reintroduce yourself, get your outros, and then we'll play a little ditty. So go ahead. Go ahead.
It was a great show. Thanks for having me as always. We went out with a bang for 2023. I look forward to being in the featured shows with all of you guys once again in 2024 and having a blast. You know, I love you guys. Each one of you guys play a special role in my life, into my streams. So I appreciate what you guys have done, especially for this year of 2023. I look forward to bigger and better things for all of us in 2024. Those of you that hold down the comments and even the jokes and the silly ones, we appreciate you. Thanks for the views. Make sure y'all hit everybody with a fave. Tap in. I am Cookie from Moco Space, so if you've never seen somebody from Moco, here it goes. Make sure you hit the fave. Come check me out. Come catch some of this positive energy. I'm throwing it out there. Not just for 2023. Come get some in 2024 too. So blessings and abundance, and have fun. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
All right, Cookie. All right, so this is Queen Essence, formerly Queen Dom, and again, I'll be promoting a lot of hair techniques, hair care, hair everything for next year. That has been my passion for 20 years. I'm always delighted to be in a space of well-rounded and level-headed individuals, except for my brothers. Sometimes it don't work like that, but you know, we roll with the punches. Jen, I love you to death. I want to give a freaking shout out to the fiance of the stream, holding the comments and keeping them rolling. Okay, I love the way you love her. All right. But yeah, this is the last one of 2023, and I cannot wait to see what Jen has or what we have in store for 2024. And thank you to Cookie and Shy, because we had their answers rolling tonight. All right? Love it.
I mean, OG Shy, you know, it's OG for a reason. Y'all know me. 23 was rough for your boy, but me being back, you know, 5 months and everything else, and then coming back to the app, but then coming home, you know what I'm saying? The very first featured talk show on this app, you know what I'm saying? I'm your co-host with the most. Still so happy to be here. Fave me. You catch me every Saturday at 10. Catch me in these tag streets. I'm definitely out here. I got some great stuff coming myself, but hey, here's the 23. Big things coming to 24. Definitely
big things popping.
For sure, y'all. We hit almost 1,000 views on the last episode of the year.
Yeah, we did it.
Y'all, I am Jen and Juice. I am the host of this very show. You listen. If I could say anything, I'm so proud of each and every one of you in the box. So proud of you, Wancho, Melba, all of you guys in the comments that show up every week. I'm proud of each and every one of y'all. I've seen y'all develop through this whole year, and I've seen so much greatness in all of you. So I appreciate.
You got me right now. Y'all heard it.
Listen, I do. I see the greatness in all of you, and I appreciate each and every one of y'all who show up. Y'all, it's a happy New Year to each and every one of y'all. But make sure y'all tap in tomorrow for the New Year's Eve edition of Soul Food Sunday. Make sure y'all tap into that #1 bubble. That's Wancho number. So make sure
he don't want your number though.
You know,
but yeah.
she said he don't want your number though. But make sure y'all hit him with a favorite retail like a burrito, not now, but right now, all right?
High five for you.
And then show up again on Tuesday. You know, he's a real nice guy. So make sure y'all show up on Tuesday for Wancho Snacks and Juice, where we try
Me too.
the newest snacks and drinks to hit the market, y'all. It's a fun time. I love eating snacks. I don't know about y'all, but I love eating snacks. I love eating snacks every day, but especially on Tuesdays, all right? So make sure y'all tap in on Tuesday. And, y'all, the biggest thing of 2024, y'all, is wanchojuice.com. That's coming to you real soon. We're going to do the launch. So make sure y'all tap in on wancho.juice. Someone dropped it in the comments. That's wancho.juice on Instagram, y'all, for all your customs.
Well, that's like snacks together.
But I'm so excited for that to come. And, y'all, we've been working at it for a whole year. So I'm so excited to see that finally coming to fruition. So make sure y'all tap in on wancho.juice on Instagram and watch for that launch day. But I appreciate y'all. Let me. Can I play a little ditty now? I'm not gonna ditty bop. You know, much like Wancho said, I'm not gonna ditty bop. But snack time, baby. Yeah. Okay.
It's snack time.
He has to have that well-rounded head, you know.
It's so funny. I can do that too. You know.
I don't have a good. Usually I do, but you know.